Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing are two very important tasks in the current information security scenario, with intrusions of varying patterns taking place on a regular basis. A successor to vulnerability assessment, penetration testing involves placing the concerned target under various test conditions in order to evaluate the degree of effectiveness of the protective measures employed. The target in question could be anything from a standalone system to a web application to a complete network. It mainly involves testing the vulnerabilities found in the concerned target using various exploits which would compromise its security. Proper assessment is an essential precursor to a successful penetration test. As the whole process is a bit intrusive in terms of a system security, there might be a lot of potential issues that may arise in the course. It is important to understand and properly go along with the restrictions and regulations underlined by the authorities. As penetration testing is a highly intrusive process leading to actual security compromises, it is imperative that a penetration tester should be protected with a letter of authority, which would grant the tester explicit permission to perform tests on the concerned target. Before testing, encryption of the tester's own data is an important task to care of. Before testing, encryption of the tester's own data is an important task to take care of. There would be no liable entity if the penetration tester's own data is compromised during the test. Now, it is important for us to know why such processes are a requirement in information security nowadays. Understanding why a penetration test is important to the current security scenario of an organization goes a long way to secure controls for the various facets of the organization. A penetration test is used to determine the potential points of breach that could take place in a system, whether it is a web application or a network. It can be used to simulate real intrusions and observe the digital traces and patterns left by them, and formulate an appropriate response strategy. It can be used to justify the need for required system patches, increase in the budget, or to validate risk assessments. Now, like all properly defined processes in information security, penetration testing does not occur in a haphazard manner. It is a systematic process involving a series of steps in order to provide comprehensive results. These steps are reconnaissance or footprinting, scanning, exploiting or penetrating, maintaining access and data collection, cleaning up, and report preparation and submission. Based on the differing environments and parameters associated with diverse systems, penetration testing can be classified into three different types. In this slide, we will look into black box testing. It is also known as zero knowledge testing, wherein the tester has no prior knowledge of the target. The tester needs to perform information gathering techniques in order to understand the various aspects of the application in order to prepare a proper testing plan. The benefit is that black box testing is intended to simulate attacks from the perspective of someone who is unaware of the internal controls of the system. This method of testing gives an insight onto the attack mechanisms of actual attackers. White box testing is the opposite of black box testing, and it is also known as complete knowledge testing. Here, the penetration testers are given full information about the target system they are supposed to attack. This information includes technology overviews, data flow diagrams, code snippets, and access to developers and business leaders. This kind of testing obviously reveals more vulnerability and may be faster. White box testing also can be compared to replicate an attack from a criminal hacker that knows the company infrastructure very well. This hacker may be an employee of the company itself doing an internal attack. Contrary to common perceptions, those kinds of attack are most likely. It gives a more detailed and comprehensive result than black box testing. In this slide, we shall see grey box testing method. It is also known as partial knowledge testing, where the tester has an understanding of some of the internal controls of the system. Testers are given complete information about specific sections of the target, which would help them evaluate the relevant sections without compromising the security of the whole system. The benefits of grey box testing is that it is an amalgam of black box and white box testing, incorporating the best of each process, whereby reducing the risk of security compromise from the administrator's perspective.